Hello all you shining stars, welcome to my channel Shining Star Soup. In today's video I'm doing a tips from a former registry agent video, and I will be talking about taking your knowledge test in Alberta for the first time, tips that your registry agent may not tell you. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I have a lot of different content. I truly appreciate the support. I have first-hand knowledge from being a registry agent for 4 years in Alberta. So the things that I'm telling you are the things that you might not think of to ask before you go to write your knowledge test, and just things that the registry agent will not go out of her way to tell you, or his way. If they have a chance. Keep in mind my videos are not intended for audiences under the age of 18. I have a huge, the whole rating thing, but I swear sometimes, especially when I'm talking about registries. Alright, so the number one tip I need to give you when it comes to taking your knowledge test is that you can only write your knowledge test once a day in Alberta at any registries, and the registry agent will know if you haven't. They won't know until you actually go and write the knowledge test, but a knowledge test in Alberta, at least the last time I worked as a registry agent, was $17.60. Scenario: you really bombed the knowledge test when you took it in the city, so you decide, hey, I'm going to try again. You pay the $17.60, you go up to the computer, log in, and it says, oh, guess what? You cannot take the knowledge test today. You already written it. The computer knows, and you won't get your money back. So just bite the bullet and try again the next day. You can take the knowledge test as many times as you want to pass it. Keep in mind it is going to cost you $17.60, or whatever the current rate is. That was the current rate for the knowledge test that they charged when I was still working in registries 2 years ago. With that in mind, you can take a written knowledge test if you're not comfortable with computers at all, you don't really understand them. However, that's mostly aimed towards the elderly and those with a learning disability. Not all the time they will allow you to handwrite it, because then they have to do it by hand, but 9 times out of 10 be prepared to take your knowledge test on the computer. While you're taking your knowledge test on the computer, another couple things I wanted to mention is that in Alberta we do not print off the handbooks anymore. You used to be able to go down to the registry, get a knowledge book thing and take tests. Everything's online. All the knowledge books are completely out of print, so you are going to have to look online to get the information that you need that will be on the test. They do offer sample tests online, but 90% of those questions will not come up on your knowledge test. So don't bank on your good memory when it comes to taking a sample test. Just because you ace that sample test does not mean you are going to ace that test in front of you when it comes to testing day. Some of us test well, others of us don't, but every class, except for class 5, needs a knowledge test before you can even start taking your license. Now, if you're getting a license for the first time, you're taking your knowledge test for the first time, the minimum age in Alberta to get a driver's license, or rather a learner's license, is 14. You can go get your learner's license, and then when you're 16 you can take your basic road test, and then when you're 18 you can take your advanced road test. You are always going to need a birth certificate and proof of address, and if you're living at home, I believe you can use your parents' address. But if you're self-sufficient and you don't have a parent there, then you're going to have to prove that you're self-sufficient. But 9 times out of 10, when you're under 18, they use the parent's address, and the parent will have to sign off and be there when you get your driver's license. If you have an Alberta ID card, it will be a lot easier as well, because they can just do a direct exchange from an Alberta ID card to a driver's license. In Alberta, driver's licenses are also a 5-year term, and there are some circumstances where you can only get a 1, but feel free to refer to my video where I talk about getting a driver's license in Alberta, and I will link it at the end of the video on my end screen. Alright, another thing I wanted to mention was that there is no time limit when you can take your knowledge test. However, I would recommend not taking it on the first week of the month and the last week of the month, or an hour before the end of the day. Most registries will stop knowledge tests an hour before they close, just because you need time to take the test. You need time to, if you pass, to get your driver's license. So do yourself a favor and don't wait till the last hour, because they'll not let you write the knowledge test an hour before they close. It's ridiculous to ask. So come back the next morning, kind of thing. And when you do get when you are taking your test, like I said, avoid the first week and the last week of the month, because it'll be really noisy and there'll be a lot of distractions. And if you need that focus on the knowledge test, you're not going to do very well. With that being said, if you are caught cheating, which means when you go to take your test, you can't have any books. You can't have your phone off. All your mobile devices have to be shut down. If you're caught using your phone even to answer a text while you're writing a test and they catch you, they will shut down the test and you will be prohibited from taking a test for 30 days. And they'll put a note on your file saying this person was caught cheating. They won't say those exact words, but they will just say that this person cannot take a test for 30 days. So keep that in mind. Don't cheat. It's a knowledge test. Just come back the next day. Yeah, you're going to have to eat an extra $20, but guess what? It's a hell of a lot better than having a note on your permanent record with the Alberta registries that you are a cheater, or you're just, you got caught. So there you go with that. Another thing is, alright, so the classes that you do have to write a knowledge test for is your Class 7, which in Alberta is a learner's, your Class 6, which is a motorcycle, Class 4, which is taxis, Class 3, which is single motor with 3 or more axles, that's like a dump truck, air brakes. But for air brakes, keep in mind you do have to go to a registered school that will have an air brakes course. You have to pay for that. You have to get a sheet that says you are eligible to write the knowledge test, and then you have to write the knowledge test. So air brakes, you do have a couple bit more hoops to jump through and a lot more moolah. And and Class 2, which is like your buses, and of course your Class 1, which is everything except your motorcycles. So think big rigs. All those classes you need to write knowledge tests for. So just keep that in mind. Again, you got to go online. I will just sum up this video. We're almost at 10 minutes here. So you want to make sure that you can only write a knowledge test once a day. You can only write it on the computer unless you have special circumstances. Be prepared to come with a birth certificate and proof of address if you don't have an Alberta ID card. If you're writing it for the first time, if you're under 18, you will need a parent or guardian unless you can prove yourself sufficient. And then remind your parent or guardian to also come with the birth certificate. I guess this is for the parents, because I did say at the beginning of the video that this is not intended for audiences under the age of 18. If you're caught cheating, you're stupid for getting caught, and you're going to be suspended from writing the knowledge test again for 30 days. And you can't, there's no more knowledge books, so you do have to go online. Try Alberta Transportation. I believe you can still have access to all the knowledge tests there, and air brakes is really expensive. So there you go. All right, all you shining stars, if you have any questions or comments, I will try to answer any questions to the best of my ability. Keep in mind, rules change all the time. I do have first-hand knowledge, but I haven't been to registries for 2 years. And like I said, rules change all the time. All right, have a shining star day. Keep being shining stars. Please subscribe if you haven't, and thanks for watching the video. Bye.